Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keep on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
Big Bucket.
Big Bucket. Let's go ahead and get this party started, Bears fans. Walter Payton, it's the man. Find Cole Kmet wide open. Touchdown, Bears. Let me put it on again. Keep is on fire. I love it. I could probably beat him in the 40. Let's freaking go, Chicago Bears fans. Breaking news out of Chicago.
I think I can fit in as like a water boy for the Panthers or something. I'm not talking about get on the field,
Put it right behind me, so every time I'm on the podcast, like, you got Isaiah Fry's jersey? Hell yeah, I do. Let's go. You got on with the Bears organization. You got high up. Would I be like a water boy for you or something? What's going on? What role am I? Comment Bear down if you love Keek on the Mic and if you love the Chicago Bears. Who is this?
George S. House.
And as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic.
What is going on, Chicago Bears fans? We are live for day 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft. As always, I appreciate you guys for being here for day 2 of the draft right here on the podcast. Make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Once again, I do want to give a huge shout out to Mr. Chambo for his Hawaiian State series. Hawaiian State is a 5-book series with the premise of what if the Hawaiian monarchy had held on to power. This series could be right up your alley, especially if you are a teacher teaching middle school or high school students. This series is on Amazon right now for $14.99. Also free on Kindle as well. The link is in the description of today's live stream if you want to check out that book series. But here we go, Bears fans. We are on day 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft, and the Chicago Bears are going to be busy tonight. They have 2 second-round picks at pick number 39 and 41, and then we have a third-round pick at pick number 72. So what I'm going to do today is I'm only going to do the Chicago Bears picks. Once the Bears are done picking, I'm going to go ahead and drop off, and that will be the end of today's stream. But so the Chicago Bears are picking 3 times tonight, and there's still a whole lot of talent on the board. 39-41. And when you look at the value of what some of these players can bring to the Chicago Bears, I think they're going to be more focused on getting an edge rusher, D tackle, and especially a running back in these next couple of picks. Guys like Mike Green, Nick Scorton, Donovan Izukuruku, whatever his name is, Landon Jackson, and then running backs, Travion Henderson, Caleb Johnson, Quinshawn Junkins, and another sneaky name that I like for the Bears is also Cam Scadaboo. Someone said any leftover pizza Keek? No, I'm going to try something new. Hopefully my wife brings me home Chick-fil-A or something tonight. We're going to do something different. I can't have pizza 2 nights in a row. That was only for night 1. Night 2 is going to be something different. Someone say, Keek, what is your pick for 39? I'm thinking it's going to be the best running back available or the best edge rusher available. I really like the idea of Mike Green here. I know that he has some assault allegations and off-field issues, but they're just allegations at this point. I know the Bears don't usually take risk on guys like that, but personally, I think I would really like Mike Green out of Marshall. The dude is an absolute stud. Would definitely elevate the Chicago Bears defensive line. Yeah, someone said we need Mike Green. I totally agree. And the NFL draft about to get started. It's going to start off with the Cleveland Browns are on the clock at pick number 33. And then the Chicago Bears pick at 39 and 41. Not sure if there's going to be any movement from the Chicago Bears. I think they're going to just stick and pick here. Obviously, the biggest stories here is some of the prospects that are still available. We can go ahead and take a quick look at who is available. On the table, of course, Will Johnson is available, cornerback out of Michigan, dealing with that knee injury, so it's scaring a lot of teams there. As you go down, Mike Green out of Marshall is definitely a guy that's going to be a hot commodity. I know he has, once again, some off-field issues, but I think he's going to go off the board here pretty quickly in round 2 because it's a great pick. He should have been a first-round pick. Luther Burden out of Missouri, wide receiver. You have Nick Imanwari, the safety out of South Carolina. I'm hearing that could be a sneaky pick for the Chicago Bears. You have a couple of edge rushers available as well. The list goes on and on. Nick Scorton, it could be a sneaky in play for the Chicago Bears next couple of picks. But when we're looking at the running back position, it's still loaded with talent. Of course, you have Marion Hampton and Ashton Jeanty gone, picked in the first round, but you still have Travion Henderson, Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee, Quinshawn Judkins out of Ohio State, right? Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. Like I said, I really like Cam Scadaboo out of Arizona State. The list goes on and on and on. So the Bears have an opportunity to really capitalize get some impact players on day 2 of the NFL draft. Yes, Bowie, thank you so much for the shout out. Just saying, hey, like the video. It doesn't take you any time whatsoever. Once again, I will be here for the duration of the Chicago Bears picks. And then once the Chicago Bears are done picking, I will hop off for today. Doug G said Judkins is an option I think would be great fit. Yeah, I think it would be an awesome fit for the Chicago Bears. Once again, the Bears pick 39, 41, and 72. So the Bears are going to be able to take care of a lot of needs in tonight's draft. Yeah, running back, defense, etc. I think I could see the Bears going safety probably in one of these picks as well. I could definitely see the Bears getting a safety. So here we go. The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock to start round 2 at pick number 33. As the Chicago Bears will be picking 39 and 41. And once again, I will announce every single pick here, including our Chicago Bears. But once again, I do appreciate you guys being here tonight. Make sure you do me a favor by hitting the like button and the subscribe button as well, as we are, on the road to 18,000 subscribers here on the podcast. Someone asked, which running back do you like the most? Currently, if I had to rank them, I'd probably go Travion Henderson 1, and I'm a really big fan of Cam Scadaboo as well from Arizona State. And Doug G says the big safety with a long name looks like a Bear. Absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely in play. He's definitely in play with these second-round picks. Let's see what the Browns do here. Like I said, there's a whole lot of talent still on the board. I don't think the Bears are going to try to trade up because, Ryan Poles said last night how much he values these second-round picks, especially having basically back-to-back picks at 39 and 41 is huge for the Bears. Yeah, someone said Shedeur Sanders to the Browns. It could be a sneaky play here, but they did say that they're going to go offense. I'm not sure if that means a specialist or a quarterback. But like I said, Shedeur Sanders is a big storyline now in the NFL draft. I'm not sure who's going to take him. They said before the start of round 2, basically saying that teams are kind of worried about, I guess, Deion Sanders kind of having like that, LeVar Ball type of mentality, the Ball brothers, right? How LeVar Ball was kind of like all up in the business, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Shedeur Sanders is going to be a pretty good player depending on the situation that he goes to. I don't know if he's ready to play right now, but I think he's going to be a good player. Yeah, Sean, I think that's the best route. Running back, edge, and safety in no order would be a great day for the Chicago Bears in round 2. Michael says, just get a good running back. Yeah, I agree. Just get a good running back and call it a day. Get a good running back and call it a day. There's a lot of running backs to choose from, and it looks like the pick is in. Yeah, the pick is in for the Cleveland Browns, and that means the Houston Texans at pick number 34 are now on the clock. Obviously, the Houston Texans dropped out of the first round and took this 34th pick in round 2. So this will be the Houston Texans' first pick of the NFL draft. Someone said, what's up, coach? One of my swimmers is in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Once again, the pick is in for the Cleveland Browns as we're about to figure out who Cleveland is going to take. They took Mason Graham, the defensive tackle out of Michigan, after trading back and getting a massive haul, I believe, from Jacksonville. That included a 2026 first-round pick. So I think they're going to go offense here. So like I said, you got your big defensive tackle out of Michigan in Mason Graham. Pairing him with Myles Garrett is going to be absolutely nasty in Cleveland. I think they're going to go offense here. It wouldn't shock me if this is Shedeur Sanders. It would not shock me whatsoever if this is Shedeur Sanders here. Let's see. So here comes Joe Thomas, the Browns Hall of Famer, to make the Cleveland's selection here. All right, so at number 33 to start off tonight, the Cleveland Browns are going to take UCLA linebacker Carson Schwinger. That's a tough last name to pronounce. So they take a linebacker here. So once again, they go defense along with Mason Graham in the first round. So Shedeur Sanders continues to slide. And Cleveland picks again here in a couple of picks. So I wonder when they're going to try to go offense here, right? They're really maximizing their defense. When are they going to focus on the offensive side of the ball? So linebackers off the board, which is technically, this is good for the Bears. This is good for the Bears because that means the running backs are going to continue to drop. And hopefully in a perfect scenario for the Bears, they'll get the running back of their choice. And that would be a really good scenario. Yeah, the guy they picked seems good. Seems good. Once again, piece to the puzzle. They got Mason Graham, Myles Garrett, now this new linebacker. They got Jeremiah Owusu and Denzel Ward. That's a good defensive bunch right there. I understand what they're trying to do. And like I said, they pick again here in a couple of picks right before the Chicago Bears make their first pick in round 2. Yeah, I don't think anyone had this guy going 33rd overall at all. This is probably a little bit of a shocker to some people. Once again, a good player. 90 solo tackles in 2024, led all FBS. So college football, that's impressive. And once again, you have to understand what the situation he's going into in Cleveland. So here we go. Houston, the pick is in for the Houston Texans. And now the Tennessee Titans are on the clock after they made the first overall pick in yesterday's first round. It's by taking Cam Ward, quarterback. So the Houston Texans are selecting Iowa State wide receiver Jaden Higgins at number 34. Once again, a big body wide receiver. Really liked him out of college. So that means, once again, really good for the Chicago Bears as the running backs continue to drop. Once again, the Texans are selecting Iowa State wide receiver Jaden Higgins at number 34. So once again, I think that's really, really good news for the Chicago Bears. So Jaden Higgins to the Texans. Titans are on the clock, and then the Cleveland Browns would be back on the clock. And then after them, it would be the Raiders, Patriots, and then our Chicago Bears at number 39. I'm really curious to see where Shedeur Sanders goes. That's kind of like the big question mark. Who is going to take Shedeur Sanders? A lot of people think that the Raiders are going to take Sanders if he is there here in the second round and pair him with Genty. Obviously you can sit him behind Geno Smith. I think that's where Geno Smith went. And just let him groom. So Texans take Iowa State wide receiver Jaden Higgins. So the first wide receiver in round 2 is now off the board. Yeah, just like someone said, every pick before us, meaning the Bears, that is not running back, safety, or edge, it is a perfect scenario for the Bears. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Yep, that's definitely true. I'm telling you guys, I understand that Mike Green would be a risk for the Chicago Bears, but I think it's a risk that I'm willing to take. So we have our first trade of the night. The Seahawks are now on the clock. I believe they made a trade with the Tennessee Titans. So the Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock, Bears fans. So let's see who they're trading up for. So now it's going to be Seahawks, Browns, Raiders, Patriots, and then the Chicago Bears. Alexander, thank you so much. I hope you're doing well as well. So Seattle has traded one of its third-round picks to the Titans, which is, I believe, number 82, and the Seahawks are now on the clock. So definitely not a lot of capital to move up here at the top of the second round. Could Seattle be in play for Shedeur Sanders? That's a very, very good question. That's a very good question. Yeah, with the two allegations against Mike Green, I'm hearing that no one even brought him in for a top 30 visit. So Mike Green is probably not in play for the Bears. Like I said, he's a really good player, but I understand that you can't take that risk as an organization. I'm interested to see who the Seahawks are trading up for. Who are the current Seattle Seahawks quarterbacks? I think they just signed Sam Darnold. Yeah, they just signed Sam Darnold. So I'm not sure if that would make too much sense there for Seattle, unless they are worried at all about Sam Darnold. So the pick is already in for the Seahawks. So they traded up, obviously knowing who they wanted. So we're about to find out in a couple of minutes who they selected. Once again, the first two picks was a linebacker for Cleveland, and then the Texans took a wide receiver in Jaden Higgins. Okay, so this is not good news for the Bears, as the Seattle Seahawks traded up for South Carolina safety Nick Emanwori. So Nick Emanwori was definitely I got the Bears hat on their radar, but now he is going to the Seattle Seahawks. That's a very good move by Seattle there. Yeah, that's a very good play by Seattle. Yeah, so Nick Emanwori, the safety out of South Carolina, is now going to Seattle. So that's off the board in terms of safety for the Chicago Bears. Once again, I do also like Andrew Makuba, maybe in the later rounds for the Chicago Bears out of Texas. Maybe getting him at pick number 72 in the third round today. Absolutely love that. I love when you guys interact with each other in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here for day 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft. As the Seahawks make a big trade up, and honestly, they didn't give up anything. They only gave up a third round pick to move up a couple of spots at the top of the draft, top of the second round. Yeah, there's going to be some great options. There's going to be some great options there for the Chicago Bears. I'm at pick number 39. And that's the cool thing. That's why Ryan Poles said last night, like, hey, maybe we wanted to trade up, but we didn't want to give up any of our second round picks. Those second round picks are going to be valuable today for the Bears. Yeah, getting fired up for sure. Someone said Will Johnson, perhaps. I'm not sure if they would use it on a corner. I think we have some bigger needs. The Bears definitely have some bigger needs here. Traded up to get him. That's the Seahawks traded pretty far down, and we're still able to get a good player. So now the Browns are on the clock, and obviously some of their needs are quarterback, O-line, edge, running back, and wide receiver. Took two defensive players in round one in round 1 and one in round 2. So now let's see what they do here in the second round with their second round pick, right? Yeah, they said that the Browns love the Ohio State running back, so maybe they're going to take one of our Ohio State guys right here. There's probably going to start being a run on running backs here. Here's the good news, Bears fans, that the Raiders already got the running back in Ashton Jeanty, so they're not going to take a running back. And then the Patriots could definitely be in play for a running back, but they're also looking maybe for another weapon for Drake May. They took their protection in Will Campbell. Maybe they look for a weapon. As the Browns are on the clock, Bears fans. Like I said, Nick Amawori would have been nice, the safety out of South Carolina for the Bears. I think if he was there at 39, the Bears would have probably pulled the trigger on him. But like I said, there's still a whole lot of talent still on the board. As the Browns are still on the clock. And then once again, we've got the Raiders, the Patriots, and then the Bears will pick first. Their first pick here in round 2. I want to know from you guys in the comment section, who do you guys think the Bears are going to take at pick number 39, 41, and 72? I guess it doesn't have to be in that exact order, but who do you want the Chicago Bears to take in round 2 and 3 today? Someone said, not Henderson, not Henderson, not Henderson. Not Henderson. I know Henderson is a Bears fan favorite. So here we go. Here we go. This actually may be a good thing for the Bears. The Browns are picking Ohio State running back Quinshon Judkins at number 36. So Quinshon Judkins, the first running back in round 2 off the board. Obviously, that was one of the Bears' targets. But once again, Travion Henderson's still there. Caleb Johnson is on the way there. On the board there. So there's still some running backs on the board, but Quinshon Judkins before Travion Henderson is actually kind of a surprise there. That's actually kind of a surprise there. I think everyone thought that Travion Henderson would have went first, but that's actually a good pickup for the Cleveland Browns. So Quinshon Judkins is a Cleveland Brown, so they finally go offense. Obviously, with Nick Chubb kind of ending, I'm not sure if they're going to re-sign him or what's going on with him, if he's a free agent. Obviously, they're looking for someone to, I guess, be a replacement for him. So that means Travion Henderson is still on the board, Bears fans. That's actually really good news. That's really good news. Yeah, someone said Henderson at 39. Edge rusher at 41, and then a safety at 72 is kind of what I'm thinking as well, if Henderson is there. I'm telling you, I like Cam Skattebo. I don't know why people keep playing with him. I love Cam Skattebo. Yeah, I think the Bears may go Henderson and Nick Scorton to get their running back and edge out of the way. Henderson and Scorton. So we'll see. We'll see what Ryan Poles does here as the Raiders are now on the clock, and then it will be the Patriots. The Patriots could be a sneaky fit. Well, the Patriots could be a sneaky fit for Travion Henderson as well, I would assume. Someone said I would rather replace Swift than Roshan. Someone said I'm going Henderson, edge rusher at 41. Best O-line available in the third. Yeah, we're about to find out in a couple minutes because Quinshon Judkins, Ohio State running back. So here we go. The Raiders have traded their pick with the Dolphins, and they will now pick at number 37. So now the Dolphins are moving up for who? The Dolphins are moving up with the Raiders, and now the Dolphins will pick at 37. So definitely a lot of action at the top of the second round. And like I said, I think there's going to be a run on running backs here. I'm trying to think. The Dolphins don't need a running back, though. They have two. I think they have A-Chain. So I don't think they need to go running back here. But now the Dolphins are on the clock. They're going to get a guard. The guard out of Arizona, Jonah Savinia. Yeah, I don't think they're going for a running back here. So yes, Miami is taking the guard out of Arizona. So that's good for the Bears. That's good for the Bears. So Miami trades all the way up at 37 with the Raiders. So now, and they take a guard, and that means the Patriots are now on the clock here. The Patriots are now on the clock here. And once again, they could be a threat to maybe take a running back. They took Will Campbell last night. But the question is who are they going to take right here? And then the Bears will be on the clock. Yeah, big picks coming up for the Chicago Bears as they have pick number 39 and 41. So the pick is in for the Dolphins, but we already know it's the guard out of Arizona, so they get offensive line help for Tua. One of the top offensive linemen off the board in round 2, and now the Patriots are on the clock. So let's see who the Patriots select here. The Bears are in a good situation. The Bears are in a really, really good spot. They're going to have a lot of talent still on the board here. We'll find out in a couple of minutes, but the Patriots are on the clock. I think it's a great pick. Great pick for the Dolphins. You got to protect Tua. Got to protect Tua. He gets hit way too much. Gets hit way too much over there in Miami, so protecting him is key. Bear down, Frank. How you doing? Bear down to you, Sean, as well. So the trade with the Dolphins and the Raiders, the Dolphins got pick number 37. They also get a 2025 fifth-round pick, and the Raiders got number 48, and they're also getting a fourth-round pick in this year's draft. And right now, the New England Patriots are on the clock. The Bears are almost on the clock here. I wonder if the Bears are going to throw a curveball here. I wonder if the Bears have any curveballs to throw us here. I'm really interested to see who the Patriots take here. So Travion Henderson still on the board. You have Caleb Johnson. Got some guys. Got some guys on the board. You should have be your pick of the litter here. Let's see. So the Patriots are still on the clock here. As we'll find out in a couple of minutes who the New England Patriots are going to select with their second pick here. This is going to be huge for the Bears. We're hoping it's not a running back here. Someone said as long as it's not a Velus Jones type of curveball. Someone said I'm way more nervous today than I was last night. Yeah, because we have a lot of picks. We have 39 and 41. These are two huge picks for Ryan Poles. These are two huge picks for Ryan Poles here. As we're still waiting for the New England Patriots here. The waiting game is intense here on Kick on the Mic as we wait. Okay, so the New England Patriots are still on the clock with about a minute left. So I'm not sure what's going on with them. And here's the thing, Will Johnson's on the board too, the cornerback. And he's dropping because of that knee issue, but he's good. He's a good player. He's a good player too. It wouldn't surprise me to say, you know what, that's the best player available. We're going to take him and pair him with Jalen Johnson on the other side. Yeah, the Bears are in great set. Oh, there we go. Travion Henderson is headed to the New England Patriots. I knew it. Travion Henderson is a Patriot. God dang, Patriots. The pick is in, and it's Travion Henderson. Like, really? Like, come on, New England. Like, really? No wonder why I hate the Patriots. The Patriots are selecting Ohio State running back Travion Henderson, and that means the Chicago Bears are on the clock. So let's see who the Chicago Bears take here. The Bears are on the clock. The Chicago Bears are on the clock. Let's see who is going to be the new Chicago Bear in just a couple of minutes. I think this is an edge rusher. I think they're going to go edge rusher now. Yeah, the Bears are on the clock. This scares me now. Yeah, it does. With Travion Henderson off the board, it kind of scares me who they're going to go. I think they can go trenches here. I think they can go offensive line or defensive tackle would be a good pick. I think it may be defense. I think we may go defense. Mike Green's a risk. But I would take him. Here. I don't know, like how far is he going to drop? But they do need a running back too. They do want to add a running back. It's just allegations. You're absolutely right. You're telling nothing but the truth. So the Bears still on the clock. Man, that's a tough blow for the Bears, especially with Travion Henderson. He was on the board for the taking, and obviously New England just took him. I think we go running back here. I don't know. Who's on the board? Oh, man, that's tough. You have Cam Scadaboo. You have Caleb Johnson. Nah, you got to go somewhere else. You got to take something else here. Travion Henderson is a freaking Patriot. Man. And the Bears are on the clock. Pick is not in yet, though. Pick is not in yet. Okay, let's see who they go. It could definitely be an edge rusher. It could definitely be an edge rusher here. Bears are still on the clock here. Bears are still on the clock here. So, I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, man. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Come on. Pick number 39 and 41. Things are about to get interesting here. Things are about to get interesting here. Damn, that was the worst case scenario, to run on the running backs, the Ohio State running backs. It wouldn't surprise me if it's Caleb Johnson right here either. It wouldn't shock me if it's Caleb Johnson. Let's see here. Let's see. Man, the Bears are killing me. They're taking a long time. The Bears are still on the clock here. Are they trying to facilitate a trade, maybe? A trade down? I would probably stick and pick here if I was Chicago. Someone said, I kid you not, this is the last pick for the Chicago Bears from their trade with the Carolina Panthers. The trade is finally over after this pick. So 2 minutes left. The Bears still on the clock. 2 minutes left. So they're on the phone right now. I don't know what the Bears are going to do. This is crazy. Yep, they're still on the clock. There's a minute and a half left. A minute and a half left. What are the Chicago Bears going to do? Yeah, using the full clock. Using the full clock here. Yeah, I don't think Ryan Poles is going to pull the trigger on Green. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on Green. He likes character guys. Oh, wow. I love it. I love it. With the 39th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears are choosing Missouri wide receiver Luther Burden. Bang! Another offensive weapon for the Chicago Bears. Wow, they're taking another wide receiver. Luther Burden, wide receiver out of Missouri. I like it. I like it. I like it. I can't complain about it. Selection is wide receiver Luther Burden out of Missouri. Wow. Wow. I love that pick. I love that pick. Oh, yeah. That's a big time. That's big time pick for Ben Johnson. Look, they're excited in that room. He fell right to us. Yeah, this guy is a good player. Luther Burden is a Chicago Bear at 39. They're taking more offense. That's insane. Luther Burden, 5'11", 208. Could have been a first-round talent easily. Love it. Take the top wide receiver on the board at number 39. I like it. I don't hate it at all. You look at him, 61 catches, 676 yards last season for 6 touchdowns. Good player. Good player here. Interesting pick, taking another wide receiver at pick number 39. They're about to announce the pick here on live. This is all Ben Johnson. They're trying to maximize Caleb Williams here, baby. Yeah, they're trying to maximize. They have him at 6 foot, 40-yard dash, ran a 4.41. Ran a 4.41. I love this pick. I didn't really think we had a chance to get him. Yeah, Luther Burden's going to be a fun weapon for Ben Johnson. Just dynamic yards after the catch. They said that it's another DJ Moore, essentially. Man, you got Colston Loveland and now Luther Burden in this offense along with DJ Moore and Roma Dunze? Wow. So maybe they're not. Maybe they're not. Are they going to get a running back with 41? What's going to happen? Are we going to get an edge rusher? Wow. Yeah, he's yeah. Yeah. Antoine Randall L was in the Bears facility, pumped up for this pick. Wow. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think that this was going to be the move. Especially since we needed a running back and maybe an edge rusher. But hey, the more the better. Because now what's going to happen is that you're going to have DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden as your 1, 2, 3 receivers. And then you have your 2 tight ends and Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland. It's interesting. Interesting pick for sure. We definitely went best available, but wide receiver Luther Burden out of Missouri is a Chicago Bear. Now, this offense is absolutely loaded. So now, that was pick number 39. Wide receiver Luther Burden, once again, 6 foot, 206 pounds. Just once again, another weapon for Ben Johnson. Yeah, I think 41 has to be an edge rusher. We have to go some edge rusher here. And now the Saints are on the clock. This has to be Shedeur Sanders, right? This has to be Shedeur Sanders. You would think this would be Shedeur Sanders right here. Wow. The New Orleans Saints at pick 40 have selected Louisville quarterback Tyler Show. They passed on Shedeur. What's all the hate against Shedeur Sanders? What's all the hate on Shedeur? That's crazy. That's crazy. The Saints have selected Louisville quarterback Tyler Show at number 40. That's crazy. Shedeur, all the hate on Shedeur is crazy. Yeah, so Shedeur continues to fall. Yeah, Ben Johnson's getting weapon after weapon after weapon. This is yeah, it's gonna get scary with Ben Johnson in the fold. He has a lot of weapons, and Caleb Williams is the biggest winner. Caleb Williams. I said Caleb Winner. Caleb Williams is the biggest winner of this offseason for sure. You get Ben Johnson, you get a revamped offensive line, you have all the weapons around you, and now you add Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. Crazy. I want Scatterboo. So the Bears are on the clock again. The Bears are on the clock again for pick number 41. So what are the Chicago Bears going to do with their second round pick? And obviously I didn't have Luther Burden in my bingo card when I was doing the Chicago Bears mock draft. But the Chicago Bears are now on the clock. I think this has to be edge rusher, but they must be comfortable with the running backs that they have. We talk so much about running backs, right? And how Ben Johnson says they want to upgrade that room, but maybe they're comfortable. Maybe they're comfortable. So here we go. The Chicago Bears are on the clock. And let's see who they pick here. So with the Luther Burden pick, the trade with the Carolina Panthers is finally complete. At the end, the Panthers got Bryce Young, and the Bears got DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Caleb Williams, Torrey Taylor, and Luther Burden. The Chicago Bears definitely won that trade. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Oh, there's a trade. There's a trade. The Bears have traded back. So the Bears have traded back from 41. The Bears have traded back. Yeah, this Bears offense is loaded, but the Bears trade back. The Bills are now on the clock. Yeah, this is a good trade. This is a good trade. Trade back from 41. Let's see what the Bears are trading back to, though. So the Bears are trading all the way back to 56 with the Buffalo, because the Bills have number 56 in round 2. So this better be a haul. The Bears are going to be trading back 18 spots, it looks like. Let me do the proper math here. Yeah, so the Bills are now on the clock. So the Bills trade 56, 62, and 109 to Chicago for 41, 72, and 240. So we give them a third round pick. So we get to move up a little bit in the third round as well. And then we add, it looks like, a fourth round pick at pick 109. So the Bears didn't have a fourth round pick originally. So 15 spots. The Bears are trading number 41 to the Bills. And now the Bears are not on the clock. The Bears are not on the clock now. So let's see. The Bears don't pick it again for another 15 picks. But they added some draft capital. Well, we were able to move up a little bit in the third round, or in the third round. And then we also added a fourth round pick. So now the Bills are on the clock. So the Bears recouped some draft capital. Oh no, so the Bears added a second round pick. So the Bears added a second, so that now it's 2 second round picks again. So we're going to have 3 total seconds, and then we added a 4. That's a good trade. That's a good trade. No, 56 to 62. So we added a second round pick and a fourth round pick. I like that. The Bears didn't have a fourth round pick either. So we added a second round pick and a fourth round pick. Don't know why they traded back. Yeah, who did the Bills just trade up for, though? Maybe because now we have 56 and 62, which is still in the second round. So we added a second round pick. So that means we're going to have 3 total now, a second round picks in this year's draft. And then we don't have our third anymore, but we have a 4th round pick. So no third, an extra second. I'm not mad at it. They're not on the clock anymore, though. Once again, there was a trade. So now we wait. The pick is in for the Buffalo Bills. Let's see who the Bills traded up for. So the Buffalo Bills have traded up for South Carolina defensive tackle TJ Sanders. So they trade up 15 spots with the Bears to get TJ Sanders. I'm not sure why we had to give up our 3rd round pick when they're the ones trading up 15 spots. That's my only thing. Yeah. Now I'll be done. Now I'll be done after these 2 second round picks. So we'll pick 56 and 62 in round 2. I like the trade because now you're just getting an extra second round pick and it's higher than that 3rd round pick. But I'm wondering why we had to trade our 3rd round pick. Now I'm taking Scadaboo. If Scadaboo's there in 15 picks, I'm taking Scadaboo or Caleb Johnson with a DN. Yeah, I like the trade. I do. I personally like the trade. So now the question is who's going to be available in 15 picks? Who's going to be available in 15 picks here? So they took TJ Sanders. They traded up 15 spots for TJ Sanders. Like I said, I like Scadaboo's game. I personally like Scadaboo's game, but I think they're going to add a defensive player here soon. Yeah, I personally like Scadaboo. I think it's a good trade for the Bears. I'm not a big fan of losing that 3rd round pick, but to get that extra 2nd round pick, it was huge. Yeah, we got to get a running back here. So now the Jets are on the clock at 42. The pick is in. Yeah, very interesting trade for sure. Very, very interesting trade. We'll see what they do. Yeah, Caleb Johnson would be the next available running back for most people. But for me, like I said, I've been a big fan of Cam Scadaboo. Yeah, Ryan. And someone said on X, and this actually makes a lot of sense, said Ryan Poles no longer has a third round pick. Ryan Poles has actually not been good historically with his third round picks. So, you look at Velus Jones, you think of Karan Amagaji, which is still in play there to be hopefully good. But his third round picks haven't been the best. So now he's a lot better in the second round. Someone said Ryan Poles is saved. So let's hope some players are still on the board. So we'll find out here shortly who the Chicago Bears are going to want at 56. But I love the first pick of Luther Burden. So the pick is in for the New York Jets, and now the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. Let's go ahead and take a look at the results of round 2 so far. Start off with Cleveland taking a linebacker, Texas taking a receiver, Seahawks taking a safety, Quinshon Judkins going to the Browns, Dolphins taking a guard, Travion Henderson going to the New England Patriots. Then the Bears get a wide receiver in Luther Burden the third. Saints take their quarterback, and it's not Shedeur Sanders. And obviously the Bears were slated at pick number 41, but then the Bills traded up 15 spots to take TJ Sanders out of South Carolina. So interesting development. Jets pick is in. The San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. Then you have the Cowboys, Colts, and Rams picking after those teams. Someone said Scadaboo is projected between 76 and 94, but hey, we have a 4th round pick now. Maybe we can wait and see if he drops there. But I'm telling you, Cam Scadaboo, I'll take my bets on him that he's going to be a dog. Yeah, someone said, who is stopping this Bears offense led by Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams? You have DJ Moore, Roma Dunze going to year 2. Now Colston Loveland and Luther Burden. It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm just trusting Ben Johnson. You're trying to maximize Caleb Williams' talent, right? You're trying to maximize Caleb Williams' talent. Now you have Ben Johnson in the fold. There is no more excuses. You upgrade the offensive line. And I know we say this every year, the Chicago Bears are the offseason champions. We're going to just put it like that. So the New York Jets take Mason Taylor, a tight end out of LSU. So they take a tight end. And now, like I said, the San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. Yeah, Caleb is definitely winning. Ryan Poles said, you know what? We got our offensive coach, and we're going to maximize this guy. We're not wasting it. We're not wasting this opportunity. No way we're wasting this opportunity when we have Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. Yeah, I'm hyped for the Burden pick. Yeah, so get a tight end. Mason Taylor. Yeah, and someone did say this. And, we have to put this in perspective for people that may be upset about the Luther Burden pick. This is an offensive-driven league. Of course, you need a good defense. You don't want to have a bad defense, but it's all about scoring points and maximizing your quarterback, right? So that's what they're doing. Yeah, I would recommend going to watch Luther Burden. Luther Burden, he's going to be just having him and Colston Loveland to leverage off. Oh, man, it's going to get scary. It's going to get scary in Chicago. It's going to be real scary. Yeah, definitely fits our wide receiver room. They were looking for a little slot guy. So here's the 49ers selection. Let's see what the 49ers take here. That's a good pick. The Niners took Alfred Collins out of Texas, the D tackle. I liked him too. Someone said, what did the Bears get for the second round pick? They traded down 15 spots, so they got 56, 62, which is another second round pick, and a fourth round pick, but they also gave up pick number 72 and a seventh round pick this year. So, which is a third round pick. 72 was their third round pick. But now they pick two more times tonight at 56 and 62. So the Cowboys are on the clock and made their selection. So Alfred Collins is a San Francisco 49er. That's a great pick for their defensive line. And now the pick is in for the Cowboys and the Colts. The Colts are on the clock. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it's a good Ed. It's a great trade. Getting to pick two more times in round two. Right? Two more times at 56 and 62, and you add a fourth round pick, and you didn't have a fourth round pick. So now tomorrow the Bears have a fourth, a fifth, and now 1/7. Yeah, Burden's going to thrive because who he has around him and who he has as a head coach, and Ben Johnson calling the plays. Burden's not coming in here to be the number one guy. You have to remember that. He has Rome Odunze. He has DJ Moore. You have Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet. It's going to be, oh, man. So the Cowboys have selected Boston College defensive end Donovan Izuroku. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but they selected the Boston College defensive end at number 44. That's a solid pick. Yeah, the Bears, I'm very pleased with that trade. Man, they said forget that. We're gonna maximize our quarterback. I don't blame you. You took care of the trenches, really. I know you have, Grady Jarrett and Joe Tooney. They're older veteran players, right? But they're saying, hey, we upgraded the trenches. Now let's go maximize the talent, the skill position around Caleb Williams. And you have to understand that how Ben Johnson's going to dissect this is going to be crazy. Yeah, Caleb Johnson's still there, and Cam Scadaboo's still there too. I really want Cam Scadaboo. I really like Cam Scadaboo's game. But now we wait for now. Just another chess piece with Luther Burden now. That's crazy. I appreciate you, Doug. Make sure you have a slice for me. Have a slice for me. And Ben Johnson is just in a great spot, man. He may have more to work with here in Chicago than he did in Detroit. And that's a big statement. That's a huge statement. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Dion. He's a David Montgomery 2.0 when we're talking about Cam Scadaboo. He would round this whole thing out. Yeah, Will Johnson's still on the board. Mike Green is still on the board. I'm telling you, if Mike Green is still there at 62, just take the dude. Just take it. Yeah. Yeah, the pressure is on Caleb for sure. Even going in year 2, you have a bunch of weapons now. No, Shedeur Sanders did not get drafted yet. Yeah, Mike Green's still on the board. Yeah, but now we wait. Now we wait. As we're making the Cowboys selection now. And then we move on to the Colts, as they're still on the clock at pick number 45. And once again, the Bears now pick at 56 and 62. But with the 39th overall pick, the Bears selected Luther Burden, the wide receiver out of Missouri. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. He's electric. He's an electric player. He's going to be a chess piece for Ben Johnson. Runs a 4.4 at 6 foot, 206. No, good pick for Dallas, the edge rusher, to pair with Michael Parsons. So the Colts have selected Ohio State defensive end, JT. I liked him too. But once again, Mike Green continues to slide here, obviously because of the allegations. But at some point, like, is he going to go undrafted because of it? Because I heard no one gave him a visit. Yeah, 4.4 for Luther Burden. Yeah, Ben Johnson saying, forget it. Hey, you can never have too many weapons. And the thing is, even if these guys are not getting the ball, it's about disguising things, setting things up for other players, right? It's going to be crazy. It's going to be hard. Bears are going to be a hard cover on offense. Yeah, if Green is there at 56 or 62, you may have to take him. The big question is, I'm still wondering when Shedeur Sanders is going to go. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So the Colts are officially making their pick here. And the Los Angeles Rams at pick number 46 are now on the clock. Yeah, like I said, the Colts take JT, the edge rusher out of Ohio State. Jack Sawyer still on the board too, if anyone's interested in Jack Sawyer. If anyone's interested in Jack Sawyer, maybe at 56 or 62 here. Once again, we're now at pick 46 as the Rams are on the clock. Once again, and the Rams are going offense and selecting Oregon tight end Terrence Ferguson. So they take another tight end. Another tight end is off the board here. Yeah, Sawyer is a dog. Yeah, Sawyer is a dog. So another tight end's off the board to the Rams. And once again, I want to give a huge, huge shout out to my former teacher, Mr. Chambo, as he is selling a very intriguing book series called Hawaiian State. And it's a 5-book series with the premise of what if the Hawaiian monarchy had held on to power. Once again, this series can be up anyone's alley. If you have a grandma, you have a sister, you have an aunt, uncle, cousin, this book can be for anybody. I know that I have a couple of books as well. Really enjoyed the time that I've had to actually get to read them. Also, if you're a teacher teaching middle school, high schoolers, you want to get the class sets as well. And also comes with free lessons and obviously consulting from him as well. You can find these books on Amazon. One of the books is only $14.99, or you can get it free on Kindle as well. So you go to the link in the description of today's live stream and go check out this Hawaiian State series. Yeah, I like what the Bears are doing here. I like what the Bears are doing here for sure. Yeah, Luther Burden's a steal. Because I know a lot of people were saying that he should have been a first-round pick. So here you go. The pick is in for the Rams, and I said they took a tight end, Terrence Ferguson. Now the Cardinals are back on the clock at pick 47, and then it will be the Las Vegas Raiders, the Bengals, and the Seahawks, and then Denver at pick 51 will have their first pick of round 2. Once again, Bears fans, I appreciate you guys being here so much. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you do me a favor by hitting the like button as well. If you know any Bears fans that want a Bears YouTuber to watch or Bears channel to watch, make sure you send them my way as well. We are on the road to 18,000 subscribers, and I appreciate every single one of you guys' support here on the channel. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so, so much with all the love and support you guys show me. So we wait now, Bears fans. We wait, and obviously I'm going to be tracking these other picks as well. The Rams take Terrence Ferguson, and now on the clock is the Arizona Cardinals. And once again, there's been a lot of movement in round 2, right? With some big trades already. Obviously the Bears trade down for a nice little haul of picks as well. So the Rams are making their first pick in this draft, which is a tight end. Now Arizona is on the clock. Should be interesting here. Once again, I appreciate you guys being here. Brian, I appreciate you. Says, thanks, Kay. Appreciate you, bruh. And Young Zell with the moves. Appreciate you, Brian, so much. Michael says, love, Keek. Love you too, Michael. Thank you so much for all the love and support you guys continue to show the channel. So here we go. The Cardinals. There we go. The Cardinals are selecting Michigan quarterback Will Johnson at 47. A great pick. I know he's having some knee issues. Obviously a risk there, but a great value pick. Could have easily been a first-round pick. So the Cardinals get Will Johnson. Great pick for Arizona. I appreciate you, Doug, so much. I appreciate all you guys for all the love and support you guys continue to show the channel, for real. So Arizona takes Will Johnson. The Rams take Oregon tight end Terrence Ferguson at number 46. And now the Raiders will be on the clock at pick 48. So obviously Will Johnson's finally off the board after his little slide out of the first round. As the Rams are officially announcing their pick here live on TV. So Terrence Ferguson out of Oregon, tight end to the Rams. 6'5", 247. Yeah, so the Cardinals been busy. They added Walter Nolan and now Will Johnson. So two big-time players. Yeah, the Raiders better not do something to piss me off here because they've already pissed me off a couple of times. So let's see what the Raiders take here because the Raiders have been having a pretty good draft. The Raiders have had a pretty good draft so far. As the Cardinals take Will Johnson. Yes, aloha to you, Mr. Chambo, as well. Aloha to you as well. Make sure you guys click that link down below in the description of this live stream. Check out his books. Check out the Hawaiian State series, Bears fans. Will Johnson to the Cardinals. Will Johnson to the Cardinals. Yeah, if he's healthy, this is a massive steal for the Cardinals. So here we go. Now at pick 48, the Raiders are on the clock, and then we'll have Cincinnati. So the Bears picks are coming up very slowly. We'll find out pretty soon. So there's another trade. There's another trade, and now Houston's trading up with the Raiders. Houston trades up. Houston's trading up with the Raiders, and they are now on the clock, and the pick is already in. Let's see what the compensation is here. Yeah, because the Raiders traded out. I believe they traded out the second round in general. So now the Houston Texans are back on the clock, and the pick is already in. Oh, this is not going to make Bears fans happy. The Texans have traded up for offensive tackle Ariante Ursary out of Minnesota. I know there's a lot of Bears fans that wanted him, but the Texans have traded up with the Raiders. So once again, the Raiders screwing us. The Raiders screwing us because I know Ariante Ursary was a guy that I really liked during the process, but he is now a member of the Houston Texans. Big time trade up. as Houston continues to build their offensive line. Okay, so the Raiders go down to 58, and they also add a third-round pick at 99, and Texans just move up to the Raider spot 48 and take Minnesota offensive tackle Ariante Ursary. So Ariante Ursary is now off the board, which I know that, like I said, I've talked about him before. Really like his game. Yeah, I don't know why. I know he has some allegations in talking about Mike Green, but eventually it's like, man, they're just like, obviously you can't excuse what he did, and it's serious, but it's like there are just allegations right now. So at some point, there's going to be one team that takes that risk. Yeah, if they stick, he can miss a lot of time, but there's going to be a team that takes that risk. I believe that it's sexual assault for Mike Green. Hey, Sean, the Raiders traded down. They traded down with the Texans. The Texans took Ariante Ursary to tackle out of Minnesota. Yeah, I really like Mike Green, but once again, you have to take the allegation serious for sure. So the Texans traded up for Ariante Ursary, and then it's going to be the Bengals, Seahawks, and Broncos picking. Once again, still a lot of good talent. Landon Jackson, the edge rusher out of Arkansas. Nick Scorton, the edge rusher out of Texas A&M. Alexander, but even talk out of Toledo would be a good pick for the Bears. No, because the Bears pick 56 and 62, so we're 2 picks ahead of them. And then they're 4 picks ahead of us on our second round pick. And so the Bengals are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock at 49. So we're slowly approaching to the Bears pick. Yeah, good for Houston, the offensive line makeover that they've had. Protecting CJ Stroud over there in Houston. Let's see who the Bengals select now. I think they need to continue to build that defense. So here we go. The Bengals have selected South Carolina linebacker Demetrius Knight at 49. Maybe a tad bit early, but once again, prioritizing defense over there in Cincinnati was crucial for them. Demetrius Knight. Once again, just trying to address defense. And now we are at pick. Now we are at pick number 50 with the Seattle Seahawks. And then it'll be Denver and then Tennessee at 52. So moving right along. So the pick is in for the Seahawks now at pick number 50, and that means Denver is now on the clock. Denver is now on the clock. Pick number 41 was traded. We traded down to 56 with the Buffalo Bills and got a extra second round pick this year. Gave up our third round pick and a seventh round pick, but also the Bears got a fourth round pick this year as well. So traded back. So we'll see what the Bears do here. But once again, the Denver Broncos are now on the clock as the pick is in for the Seattle Seahawks. Once again, I can't complain about the draft so far for the Bears. Getting Colston Loveland. I'm a guy that can be a matchup nightmare for opposing defenses. Now you have Luther Burden, a guy that has been one of the best yak receivers in college football. So definitely a lot of firepower for Ben Johnson to play with here in Chicago. Right now it's a commercial break. Once again, we're trying to figure out who So the Denver Broncos have traded their pick, and the Broncos are moving back with the Carolina Panthers. So the Panthers are coming up to 51, and we'll find out how far the Panthers they dropped. Yeah, so it looks like the Broncos are going to drop back to 57 in round 2, and the Panthers trade up 6 spots with the Denver Broncos. You know it, bro. Those Caleb cards are about to go way up. So the Broncos decide to trade back here. So once again, the pick is in. No, Daniel, Shador is still on the board. The Broncos are trading back. We'll find out what the Broncos got in that package from Carolina. So the Seahawks take Miami tight end Elijah Aroro, a weapon for Sam Darnold. So another tight end off the board here. A lot of trade action in round 2 for sure. So another tight end off the board. There's been a huge run on tight ends, but let's see what the Panthers are doing. They trade all the way 51. Yeah, these tight ends are flying off the board right now. Yeah, it's definitely a positive because the Bears pick is definitely coming up. Another tight end off the board. As the Broncos trade back and the Panthers come up. Okay, we're going to find out here. Once again, the pick is in for the Panthers at pick 51. Oh, there we go. The Panthers traded up for Nick Scorton. Nick Scorton, the Texas A&M DN, definitely a target for the Bears, now gone. Nick Scorton is a Carolina Panther as they trade up. The trade turns with the Broncos. They traded picks 51, 85, and 122 and 208 to the Panthers in exchange for picks 57, 74, 111, and 230. So the Panthers get some more pass rush help. Yeah, so the Panthers trade up. They're like, you know what? You guys have screwed us. They're like, you have screwed us too much. Now we're going to screw you guys. So right now, the Titans are on the clock. Then it's going to be the Buccaneers, Packers, Chargers, and then the Bears will be back on the clock. Definitely some players still on the board for the Bears. Yeah, I thought Nick Scorton would have been a good fit for the Bears for sure. A lot of people are mad. A lot of Bears fans are mad about that Nick scoring thing because, they're like, the Bears could have had him. But to me, I like Luther Burden. Once again, he should have been a first-round pick. Look at the Packers fans, man. Landon Jackson is still available, too. So the pick is in for the Titans. So the Titans are selecting UCLA defensive end. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. Oladejo. That's his last name. Oladejo. The Tennessee Titans are selecting a defensive end. That's pretty good for the Bears right there. So now the Buccaneers are on the clock, and then it'll be Green Bay at 54. So the Bears pick is slowly approaching. I like Jack Sawyer, Sean. I like Jack Sawyer as an edge rush option for the Bears as well here. There's definitely a couple of other guys that they can be interested in. If we're just looking at positions that are still available here for the Bears, you still have Mike Green, right? I know the allegations are there. Landon Jackson, Jack Sawyer. Yeah, so the list goes on and on. You still have Princely Umon Milan out of Ole Miss as well. That could be definitely an option for the Bears. Talked about him a couple of times here on the podcast. Yeah, you know it's bad because there's no way that this edge rush right here, just right now, that he's better than Mike Green. So Mike Green must have effed up. So the pick is in. Pick number 53 is in for the Buccaneers. And the Packers are now on the clock. So we'll see. So we'll see who the Bucs take here. I think the Bears going to maybe take a look at a running back here. I think the Bears could take a look at a running back here with these picks coming up. We'll find out here pretty soon. But like I said, the pick is in for Tampa Bay, and the Green Bay Packers are on the clock, and then it'll be the Chargers pick, and then the Bears will be back on the clock. Yeah, when is the draft slide going to end for Mike Green is the question. Is anyone going to take a risk on him? And the pick is in for Tampa Bay. Packers are on the clock. Someone said, can't go all offense. Yeah, I know. But I do want the Bears to get one more running back just to pair with DeAndre Swift. But at the same time, maybe they do go defense here. Yeah, I think we're going to go edge rush next pick. I think that's my prediction. Edge rush next pick. Once again, thank you guys so much for hopping in. As the Bears are close to picking here with a lot of talent available. A whole lot of talent available. Still got Caleb Johnson. Still got Landon Jackson, edge rusher out of Arkansas. Mike Green, the edge rusher out of Marshall. I'm really thinking about I would take the risk. So the Bucs at number 53 are taking Notre Dame quarterback Benjamin Morris. So Tampa Bay takes a corner out of Notre Dame. And now Green Bay is on the clock. Green Bay is on the clock, and it's going to be Chargers. Then the Bears are on the clock. As the Bucs are making their pick right now. So Green Bay's on the clock. Let's see who the Packers take here. They took Matthew Golden last night, the receiver out of Texas. And the pick is in for Green Bay, and now the Chargers are on the clock. And the pick is in for Green Bay now. Let's see who Green Bay takes. They're gonna take Mike Green. There's nothing to do there in Green Bay. That's perfect for him, actually. Mike Green in Green Bay would actually be perfect because there's nothing to do there. You can't get in trouble in Green Bay. You don't got shit to do there. Yes, FGB for sure. Green Bay sucks. Let's see. Let's see what the Green Bay Packers do as the pick is in, and now the Chargers are on the clock. So the Chargers are on the clock. Packers are about to make their selection here. And then the Bears will be back on the clock with pick number 56. And then we also have another second round pick at pick number 62. Who the Packers take? Mr. Chambo said the Packers fans are polite. Yeah. Yeah, there's still a lot of talent on the board for the Bears here. Someone said Bears are going to trade again and keep you here, Keek. Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer after the second round pick. Let's see who the Packers took. They took tackle Anthony Belton out of North Carolina State. They're going to need that tackle for sure. It's a good thing that you took that tackle because we're on your ass. The Packers take NC State offensive tackle Anthony Belton. 6'6", 336, a 5'2", 40-yard dash. They're going to need that tackle support. So, on the clock is the Chargers. And now the pick is in, and the Bears. The Chicago Bears are on the clock now. The pick is in for the Chargers. The pick is in for the Chargers, and now our Chicago Bears are on the clock. So who are the Bears going to take? Bears are on the clock. We're going to find out who the Chargers took first, though. So the pick is in for the Chargers. Bears are on the clock now. All right, so at pick number 55, the Chargers have selected Mississippi wide receiver Trey Harris. So the Bears pick is in already. The pick is in for the Bears. They wasted no time. They wasted no time. The pick is in. Now we're just waiting for that pick. So Trey Harris, wide receiver out of Mississippi, is going to Los Angeles. See, that's what I'm saying. The Packers just drafted a tackle. We're going to be on their ass when we get Mike Green right here. All right, here we go. Who are the Bears taking? So Ole Miss wide receiver Trey Harris at number 55. And now who are the Bears going to take? The pick is in for the Chicago Bears at pick 56. They ran to that podium. They ran to the podium. Still waiting. The pick is in for the Bears. But now we are just waiting. There we go. I like it. The Bears address the trenches. With the 56th overall pick in round 2, the Chicago Bears are choosing Boston College offensive tackle Azie Trapillo. So they get a Boston College guy. Obviously, Ryan Poles loves his Boston College guys. And they get in the trenches with offensive tackle Azie Trapillo out of Boston College. I like it. I like it. So the pick is Azie Trapillo out of Boston College. I like it. I like it. Addressing the trenches, getting an offensive tackle. We'll dive into this pick in just a second. when I put it on the screen, so there we go, Bears fans. Bears select Azie Trapillo out of Boston College, so not Mike Green. Let's go ahead and take a look at Azie Trapillo. So we'll go ahead and look at Azie Trapillo right now. All offense. They're not they're basically saying forget the defense. Then the defense is set. Let's go ahead and look at Azie Trapillo. First things first, he's 6'8", 309 pounds. I'm already 23 years old. Ideal build, scheme versatile, high football IQ type of guy at the tackle position. Once again, this is going to be competition for Braxton Jones and Karan Amagaji. Once again, has experience playing both right and left tackle. In 2022, he played all left tackle. Then in 2023 and 24, he played at right tackle. So he has that versatility to play both right and left. Graded as an 80.5 pass block grade. Run block grade was at around a 70. Last year, only gave up 2 sacks, 1 quarterback hit, and also gave up 12 hurries. Gave up 0 sacks in 2023 and 5 sacks in 2022. But 6'8", 309 is insane. Yeah, the Bears are on offense. And then the Lions traded up with Denver again. So Denver trades down again and are now taking Georgia guard Tate Ratledge at 57. So the Lions get some offensive line help too. And he has 33-inch arms, if anyone wants to know. 33-inch arm length. So not the longest arms, but 6'9", 309. Or 6'8", 309, my apologies, with 33-inch arms here. So Azie Trapillo, tackle out of Boston College. I actually had him in a couple of my mock drafts. I definitely like the versatility of this guy. So they're going all the Bears are not playing. They're going all offense. So now we wait again at pick number 62. We get our trench pick in Azie Trapillo out of Boston College. What's going on, Alien Express? Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. As they're about to officially announce the pick on the screen here. And the Lions take guard Tate Ratledge as they trade up with Denver. So Denver just trading back again. They're about to announce the pick as Seth Rollins comes out to announce the pick. Yeah, Shedeur Sanders is definitely sliding. I love Seth Rollins is messing with the Packers fans right now. I love Seth Rollins. That's awesome. This is awesome. He said that Caleb Williams is undefeated at Lambeau Field. He's telling no lies, Bears fans. He's telling no lies. I love this, Seth. Yeah, huge. They said he's a day one starter at right tackle, but we already have a right tackle. So it makes me wonder if they're trying to make a switch with Darnell Wright, maybe going to left. If they feel some type of uncertainty with Braxton Jones or Karan Amagaji. Yeah, just a massive human being. Massive. That's what I'm starting to think if they're going to move Darnell Wright to left tackle. All offense so far. Colston Loveland, Luther Burden, and now Azie Trapillo. So Detroit takes Tate Ratledge. And now the Raiders are on the clock. And then Denver will be on the clock in a couple picks. Hopefully they don't trade back again. Yeah, the Bears are going all offense. It's crazy. Yeah, the Bears pick at the end of the second round right here pretty soon at 62. And then that's going to be the rest. That's going to be the final pick of the night unless they trade back in to the third round. But oh, there we go. Mike Green is off the board. The Ravens have selected Marshall DN Mike Green at number 59. His slide is over. The Raiders took TCU wide receiver Jack Beck. In Baltimore, he gets a big-time edge rusher, Mike Green. Good thing he's in the AFC, though. That's all I'm saying. Mike Green going to Baltimore. It's all good. So the Ravens took Mike Green. So that means the Broncos are on the clock. Hopefully. The Broncos traded down twice. So hopefully they actually stick and pick here. Raiders take a receiver out of TCU. Ravens take Mike Green. Edge rusher out of Marshall. And now the Broncos are on the clock. It'll be Broncos, Commanders, and then the Bears will pick for the final time tonight. Unless they trade back in. The Bears will pick again here in a couple of picks, and that will be the final pick of the night. Someone said, do they take Sanders here? I don't know. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not sure if they're going to go offense again because they said how much they wanted a running back, unless that was just smoke screen. So we'll see what Ryan Poles and the Bears do. And Edge is definitely, they did get Dio Dengbo, though. They got Dio Dengbo. I think they're going to use Javon Dexter as more of an edge presence as well. And then you got Grady Jarrett and Andrew Billings in the middle of that defensive line. So there's no guarantee that they take an edge rusher. Yeah, Darius Alexander. It could be. I could see them more taking a D tackle rather than an edge. So the Bears are going to be picking again in a couple of picks. Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens drafted Mike Green out of Marshall. Yeah, I just announced that a couple of minutes ago. So now the Broncos are on the clock after trading down twice. Yeah, someone says we need a safety. I agree. Yeah, we could get a safety here. We do have that 4th round pick now to possibly get a safety. Caleb Johnson still on the board. They're going to go another offensive player here? Are they going to go another offensive player here? We are on pick number 59. 59, actually 60 now because Mike Green just got picked. And now the Broncos are on the clock, so we're on pick 60. Once again, pick is in for Baltimore at 59. They took Mike Green out of Marshall. Now Denver's on the clock at 60. So we'll find out in a couple minutes who Denver is actually going to take here. Okay, so the Broncos get a running back, but it's UCF's RJ Harvey at number 60. So they pass on Scadaboo, they pass on Caleb Johnson, and it's RJ Harvey going to Denver at number 60. That's wow. Okay. So now the Commanders will be on the clock at 61 as the Broncos finally get their running back in RJ Harvey out of UCF. Once again, I appreciate you being here for the duration of the stream. Once the Bears' final pick is announced, I'm going to go ahead and take my chance and hop off the stream to spend some family time. But I appreciate you guys hopping on for the last couple hours to go through the Bears picks. But the Bears are about to pick here in a couple picks at pick 62. Here at the end of round 2. Obviously, this is definitely not what we had on our bingo card in terms when you're looking at the Chicago Bears. I appreciate you, Doug. Appreciate you. Andy, in round 2, we had our 39. We traded down from 41 to 56. We had 39, 56, and now we added a second round pick at 62. So we had 3 total seconds. I appreciate you, Michael. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Andy, I bless you too. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you guys so much. Continue to share the channel. Continue to show me some support. I have some big plans in store. I plan to start going live again more for you guys to come on, just do Bears rumors, Q&As, all that good stuff, just to interact more with you guys. So here we go. Pick number 59 is Mike Green. Pick number 60 is Harvey. So the Commander should be officially on the clock here pretty soon. Jack Sawyer still on the board too from Ohio State if you really want an edge rusher. All right, so we'll see here. Someone said we need more Keek on the mic. That's the plan. That's the plan for sure. To do more live streams with you guys, interact more, not just doing recorded videos all the time. The Ravens get Mike Green. See who Washington takes here. This is going to be interesting. All right, so the Commanders at 61. The Commanders at 61 are taking Ole Miss cornerback Trey Amos. So now the Chicago Bears are on the clock. The Chicago Bears are officially on the clock for the remaining pick of the night. Chicago Bears are on the clock here. Yeah, Mike Green. Wow. So the Bears are back on the clock. What round do you think Sanders falls to? I really don't know at this point. I would probably say maybe around the 4th as well. So the Bears are back on the clock here. So we're going to find out here pretty soon who they're going to take. This will be their final pick of the night. Unless, like I said, they trade back in. So obviously you have Cam Scatterbo, Caleb Johnson, Andrew Makuba, or Jack Sawyer as options. Who do you guys want? Let me know in the chat who you guys want. I want Cam Scatterbo. I know we're going all offense again, but I really want Cam Scatterbo. But we probably should take a safety here. Andrew Makuba would be a good pick. Jack Sawyer I would be happy with. But Caleb Johnson and Cam Scatterbo, if they go all offense, that would be actually pretty funny. So here we go. Let's finish this night strong, Bears fans. Who is it going to be at pick 62 for the Bears? The Bears are officially on the clock. The Bears are officially on the clock here. Obviously, they said they wanted a running back. But also, safety is somewhat of a need, and you can definitely use another edge rusher for the rotation. But you have to remember that we did invest in the edge rush department this offseason. So I'm not sure if edge rusher is a lock here. The Bears are on the clock here as we're waiting for we're about to find out here pretty soon. Someone say kicker. Caleb or Xavier Watts? Xavier Watts is still on the board, huh? Xavier Watts is still on the board. I didn't even recognize that he was still on the board here. There we go. With the 62nd overall pick, the Bears go defense by taking Texas Tech. I think it's Texas Tech defensive tackle Shamar Turner. So they go defensive tackle here. I love it. They go defensive tackle here. I love it. Defensive tackle Shamar Turner is a Chicago Bear. Very nice addition to the middle of that defensive line for sure as a rotation. Of course, you added Grady Jarrett to that Bears defense, but I think this is a very, very good pick for Chicago. Very, very good pick. I like it. Addressing the trenches. Finally gone to the defensive side. And I'm going to put it on the screen now. Defensive tackle Shamar Turner at pick 62 for the Bears. We can go ahead and take a quick look at him. So Shamar Turner, defensive lineman. When you look at him, 6'4", 300 pounds. Played every spot on that defensive line. Very active, violent hands. A lot of effort as well. Has some length and overall size limitations, but to me, I think it's going to be a good rotation piece for this Bears defensive line. You're looking at his stats last year. Only had 2 sacks, 1 quarterback hit, and 18 hurries in 12 games. But to me, I definitely like his fit with this Bears defense, giving some, just another rotational piece for Dennis Allen and the Bears. How's everyone feeling about Shamar Turner? Everyone wanted defense. Yeah, Shamar Turner. Shamar Turner is a Chicago Bear. The Bears go defense, add a defensive tackle to so more trenches. I love the last 2 picks that they went trenches, right? You got the 2 special weapons in Luther Burden and Colston Loveland, and then you add to the trenches Azie Trapillo and then Shamar Turner adding to the trenches. So I like it. Yeah, the Bears are killing it. Yeah, I agree, Joe. I agree. I love it. I love it. We'll see. We'll see what Shamar Turner can do this season. Of course, you have guys like Grady Jarrett. I think right now, between Grady Jarrett and Drew Billings, he'd probably be more of a rotational piece for this Bears defense. But definitely a good player. More trenches. I love it. Once again, Bears fans, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I don't know. Yeah, we need a running back, but I don't know what. Yeah, maybe in the 4th round, if someone's still there, they can maybe add a running back. Yeah, nice rotation for sure with Dexter and Grady Jarrett in the fold. But Bears fans, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop off for tonight with the Bears finally done. I'm not going to stay on for every single picks. If they come back on, obviously you'll see me on YouTube making posts, or on X making posts. But I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys continue to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for me as well. Also, I want to give one more huge shout out to Mr. Chambo and his Hawaiian State series. It's a 5-book series that you can check out on Amazon. Most of the books are $14.99 or free on Kindle. So make sure you do me a huge favor by hitting the link in the description of this live stream and checking out his 5-book Hawaiian State series. If you are a teacher of middle school or high school, you can get class sets as well. That would definitely help him out. But make sure you guys help me out by clicking the link in the description of this live stream. Once again, Bears fans, love every single one of you guys. Good night. Bear down. Go Bears.